Dexter Resurrection was a global phenomena before the two of you even joined the Dexter universe. The idea that the two of you have been paired as detectives working together, there is something so meant to be. Like, I cannot imagine any other two people playing Wallace and Oliva than the two of you. So how has it been, I will start with you, to sort of deep dive into this person who is as smart as you, but has gone on a very different path in her professional life than you have?
How I got there is the question?
How it feels to sort of put all of like your intelligence and energy and attention to detail and passion for whatever it is you're doing into this particular person's passions, journeys, expertise.
It felt like, let's start with everything was geniusly put on the page initially. And so when I read her words and her thoughts and her behavior and her actions and her vocal cadence, I found that to be very familiar. It's almost as if I knew exactly, I recognized who she was.
How amazing. That
It is
doesn't always
incredible.
happen. Like, as actors, it's like, how do we put this square, our roundness into a square, or vice versa? Like, to have it feel fluid like that is such a gift.
When the writing's good,
Yeah.
I mean, this is not just a bunch of tropes put together on the page.
Right.
This is very well crafted and imagined. The magical part about this is that I read it and I knew exactly who she was. I right away knew who she was. And of course, as time went by and I went deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the research and understanding who she is, it really was exploring the body movement and how what she holds in, what is it that she knows that she doesn't necessarily share, how she is at home, all the things that I'm not doing at home, in my home.
And we
I
haven't
imagined
seen yet
No, we
Claudette
haven't.
at home, which I hope we get to.
I hope we get
That
to
would be
too.
really interesting.
Yeah, there's endless possibilities.
Yes. Oh my God. What do you have an idea? And then we'll get to you. So start thinking about this question. Do you have an idea of what Claudette's home looks like?
Yes, very much so. It definitely has a cat or two, even though that doesn't seem like Claudette. But I think, and I'm going to leave some options open, but the way I imagine it feels, it is very different from how she shows up in the world. There is structure. It's very clean. There's no dust and there's no dishes in the sink.
Okay.
Like in my home.
Noted. Yeah.
But there are elements of softness there.
Okay. Dominic, I feel like I don't want to, I'm going to just say it right now for the people who are new to this podcast, because they're here because Dexter is the thing they love most in the world. And now they have found this podcast because of Dexter. We're married.
We are?
That's your little known fact.
Oh, my God.
That's my little known fact.
Fantastic.
Kadia, we are not married.
I'm so thrilled to hear
Kadia
that.
is married to somebody else. Wonderful actor.
Yes.
But I just don't want to pretend that I'm learning everything. It would feel very inauthentic to be like, where did you grow up and how did you? So I know that you have worked with Clyde Phillips, the writer, showrunner extraordinaire of Dexter. And so your journey wasn't necessarily getting a script and auditioning for it, but having sort of an ongoing relationship from other shows you did with him. So when did you first meet the glorious Clyde Phillips?
Well, I first met him in 2012. Clyde Phillips came to Nurse Jackie.
Right. He took over.
So the show had been running for 4 years. The two women who created the show, Linda Wallum and Liz Brixius, left. And Clyde came in for the final 3 seasons and was the showrunner. So that's how I met him.
Okay.
And then he hired me for another job a few years after that.
Goliath.
For a show on Amazon called Goliath. And then, yes, he offered me this job. And I was thrilled that he did.
And you have that other thing that happens at Actors, like what's more amazing than like, would you like to do this thing? But when you show up on set having not worked on the material, like the thing about auditioning, you actually do get to have a take on it, and you know that you're being hired based on what you did in the room or on the tape. And even if things change and ebb and flow once you start working together, you have like a foundation. I feel like with you, you sort of walked in having not worked on the material before, but you have played a lot of like military and people who work, first responders and detectives and police officers in the past. So I feel like you have a real comfort level with this kind of character.
Yeah, I feel like I do too. And the job, the Goliath job, was a cop as well.
So how is this detective and working with this partner been different than other detective gigs?
This is totally different. This is so much better. This is the best. This is the best because the two of them are. There's just so much to dig into, and there's a. Well, let's say it. I mean, the character of Claudette Wallace is like no other detective on television. I mean, she is a new endeavor,
right?
And to be a part of that, and to be paired with her, and Kadia is such a great actress. I mean, it's
fun.
I've always loved playing a cop, but this feels different. And this show is different. I mean, you know, I'm in new territory here. This is phenomenal.
Yeah. So can you talk about that? Like the idea for both of you, what a rare thing. No one gets to come on to a new show that has already a complete built-in family/fan base. So it's new, but it's also not new. So what has that been like? I was at the premiere and I was like, are you guys superheroes? Like, what is happening? Like, we've all been lucky enough to be at opening nights of things, but this was like this was like Avengers level of premiere. Was that shocking to get out of like the car and be like, oh my God, is it Times Square New Year's Eve? What's happening?
There was this sense of calm throughout this entire thing from day one of filming until there's this sense of as if there's an aura, protective aura almost around this show. It's unbelievable. I knew that everyone loves this show and is obsessed, and the fan base goes, I mean, it's global. It's global.
Yeah.
And, you know, I understood the magnitude of this universe. I watched the show originally. I wanted to rewatch it, but I decided not to. Now I can. But before I didn't want to get into my head as a viewer, but I understood the magnitude of this show when I got that part, but no part of me was panicking, oddly enough. I usually panic and I have anxiety when it comes to, you know, getting a new job and showing up on set, especially as a guest. You're a guest in somebody else's house.
Right, it's hard.
Very hard. And my body does something. Like there's this real anxious energy that it's as if I didn't allow myself to relax before. And there's something about this, maybe because I was trusted with Claudette, that I just feel like, oh, it's okay. You don't have to hold your muscles up. You don't have to show all the reasons why they
made the right choice.
They made the right choice. You don't have to do any of that. They already want you the way you are.
Right.
And actually, you told me something, Dominic, the first day we filmed the kitchen scene with Monica, if you remember, episode 3.
Yep.
Monica, the director.
Monica
Raymond.
Yeah.
Amazing. I remember that I sat there between setups and I said, oh, I wish I could do this again because I hope I gave her what she needed. And I don't know, it's like we're thrusted into the scene right away and it's block shooting. So we're doing some stuff from different, we're mixing and matching puzzle pieces all the time. And I felt a little insecure in the moment. And Dominic just looked over and said, they could have hired any actress. They hired you. So this is you. Mm-hmm. And then you told me the story about, was it Helen Mirren with the Queen? What was it?
Oh no, it was
Allison
Janney.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She was doing a job where she played the queen, and she kept saying to the director, like, I'm not a queen. I don't know how do I play a queen? Like, how do I be regal? Like, I'm a regular person. And he was like, don't worry about it. You don't have to do anything. It's how everyone treats you. They will treat you like the queen. You don't have to do anything. It's all about how people respond to you, how they behave around you.
She is the queen.
That's the irony, isn't it?
That's
like
it.
of all the statements she's ever made.
Yeah.
And to your earlier point, when it's on the page, that's all that matters. I mean, that's the world. You're Detective Claudette Wallace because you're playing Detective Claudette Wallace.
Yeah.
And there's no other Detective Claudette Wallace out
exactly.
there.
Right. And the difference is, to your point, like, I think this is your first regular series role, which is such a huge thing. And also, like, as a grown-up, to have hung in there and realized, like, if I stay in this thing, I'm going to get the thing where I can really show everything that I can do, instead of come in and, like, that feeling of being a guest. Actors understand. It's like staying in someone else's home, and as gracious as they are, you just want to get back to your own bed. And the idea that, like, no, you are Claudette Wallace, to Dominic's point, and also the, like, you're a series regular. Like, you get more chances at bat. When we guest on something, we have one chance. We never want to ask for another take.
Right.
If we fump for the lines, as my mother calls it, you want to die. That, like, you're the one that did that. As opposed to, like, you have many, many scenes and months to, like, let her breathe and grow and get to know her the way we do in life with ourselves.
Yeah.
It's
just
just
a sandbox. Like, we just try and play and explore and bounce ideas off each other, and it's such a collaborative space. I mean, that to me is also like a dream come true, to be able to actually suggest something and have someone actively listen.
Right.
Not just be like, okay, sure, you know.
So can you talk about, like, what that looks like on the day? Because we all know, like, television, film, it goes really fast. There's a schedule, and they do have to sort of adhere to the schedule. But when you say sort of room to collaborate, is that on the day when you're filming and you come up with ideas, or between takes in Video Village where you're talking about things? Is it before you started filming? What does that look like?
I mean, a lot of the work in terms of character work and who she is, what I could in context of just Claudette, I did at home, obviously. But then I met Dominic, and Dominic filled this character of Oliva, and now it has all these colors to it and not just a character description. But day to day, we come to work, we do a rehearsal, we read through the scene, we talk, the director usually tells us what the idea is, you know, we do it a couple of times, and then we see what works and what doesn't. And I mean, we especially when it comes to the things we say and how we say it, and what we should do, how we should move, the staging, like all these things are a conversation between everyone. That is, I'm hearing myself, and it's quite incredible.
Right. Well, it's rare.
It is very rare.
Yeah,
It can be rare.
and they've been, but what's incredible is, you know, the two Marco Siega and Monica Raymond as our directors were so open to hearing our thoughts and to be collaborative in that process. And, you know, the only other thing that comes to mind is, you know, when you mentioned what we would call the blocking or the movement, it's like, for me, that's really important, like business and movement, because that's where, you know, it comes alive. Acting is action, so it comes alive in all of that. And, you know, yes, there's times where we're just being very simple and just the language will take care of itself. But I loved how, you know, active many of the scenes feel, and how we're just defining this relationship with our movement as much as what we're saying. And that's for my money, that's always the right approach, because otherwise it feels stagnant, and you don't, you know, it doesn't feel like real life as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of that process. At the beginning of the day, when you start to rehearse and you talk about what's going to happen in the scene, figuring out those little moments, and they can be small, but making sure, you know, you're on the same page with how this looks in a bigger physical space is one of my favorite ways to look
And
at
it got more, I guess the muscles got stronger as we went along, and certain things didn't have to be talked through as we went along. But in the beginning, it was very overwhelming. I remember thinking, aren't we supposed to talk about things?
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to talk about the characters and the future and what they envision? And I remember sitting in silence at home and having, I'm like, am I not supposed to do something?
Like, what's the work? What does the work look like?
Other than mine,
Yes.
diving in deeper into the mind of a serial killer. And my husband said, Kadia, they trust you to show up. They don't need to babysit you.
Or see your journal, your character
don't need
journal.
anything.
But to that point, Kadia did do a very, very elaborate, detailed journal, and she brought it in, and it was incredible. It was just incredible, and it all, I think it really informed what you did all season long. I mean, it's...
But also when you do that kind of work, to your point, like as relaxed, I mean, our body, we have a nervous system.
Yep.
And it has a mind of its own. And all of our work as we grow as humans is to sort of create a relationship that's symbiotic with our nervous system. And I feel like whether or not that journal work ever becomes part of this show or even is relevant, and it doesn't matter. It gives you this foundation, like, you know what? I have done this work. No one else needs to know. Not a single viewer may know that I have an entire, 40-year backstory of my character from birth to today. But I do have to say what's been really fun, because when this airs and is viewed, the first season is out. We'll all be out. And so far, we're talking as episode 5 airs, but there's still much more to come. And even in the first 5 episodes, what's thrilling as a watcher of the show is we start out, you guys are just in the field. We meet you and you are collecting evidence, or you are talking to different people in the hotel. And then finally we get to see you sort of not in your home with your cat, but in your office home, which is a whole new way that we see you guys together. Like outside, we have there's choreography and one dynamic between the two of you. And then the comfort of when you're in your own space, and how you guys are so together. Obviously, there are many people working in that office and in that headquarters, but you guys have this shorthand and this unbelievably convincing dynamic where it's been amazing to watch, because even when one of you may have more dialogue in a scene, it always feels so unbelievably balanced that you guys are working even in the silences.
100%.
You can't interview this person without Melvin right nearby. Like we understand all the prep that's happened behind the scenes between the both of you. This is not the first case you guys have done together.
Right.
And we really feel that. It's kind of amazing.
It's as if there's a voiceover between us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And you just started working together, so it's
Well,
not season 10.
We just started. No, but the actors just started.
That's what
working
I'm
together.
saying.
But I think Melvin and Claudette have been working together for years.
Yes.
And there's a playfulness and a good-natured sort of banter that takes place. And the other thing I thought about as you were saying that is, in the original, this was based out of the Miami Police Department, so you got to know
Many
5
characters.
or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, anyway, who knows where it goes? But right now, there's just the two of us.
Yeah.
And that's kind of interesting too. I mean,
In
we
this
represent
huge city.
we represent the largest police department in the country.
Yeah.
Got to be one of the largest in the world.
Yeah.
And so far, there are 2 detectives on the planet. I mean, that's pretty
Well,
cool.
And
on
Oscar
Planet
Litz.
Dexter.
Well, right.
Well, we're enough. I think we're enough.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
But to your point, when you watch it, you don't feel that way. You don't go where are all the other, it's about this case right now. It's very site specific.
Yeah.
It's like someone got murdered in a hotel and we are on that ride, and where that ends up leading us, and what fans are dying to know, and it is to be revealed, is so far the connection to Dexter is his son. You guys don't know he's Dexter's son. And when we think about like the crossover, David Batista, now you're like the idea of like World 1, like Dexter 1.0, and now Dexter, what is this, 3.0? There's been, or 4.0. How these worlds collide and the slow burn, like it's so thrilling.
And someone from Miami coming to New York, usually it's the opposite.
Exactly. Well, especially depending on the season.
Exactly. But just to also to tie into what you said in the beginning, the fact that it does come across as so intimate and so natural, I cannot take credit for this matchup. I mean, this is just
they knew
Clyde knowing, or
and the universe.
They just and the universe, Clyde and the universe.
Yeah,
knowing how to. It's like a lab with all kinds of potions. There's.
It's comforting when you guys are on the screen.
That's
like we feel like we're
hear.
in great hands. There's such a dignity and calm in the way you guys work together. It is truly unbelievable to me that this is a brand new actor co-star relationship. It feels older than that. It feels earned. Like it's earned. It's beautiful.
What an honor to hear that, like to be in that position too.
Yeah.
It really is. I now realize, looking back, why so many things didn't work out.
Other jobs didn't happen.
Other jobs or other moves or whatever it is. All these crossroads that I wasn't sure I'm taking the right path, and I just had this 100% certainty in this, and whatever is going to manifest. Now I look back and I just realize there's so many aha moments.
I want to talk about how the season ends, because it is a slow burn of getting to meet all of these cast of characters that are new to the show. A couple of OGs show up, which is like comfort food. And it's like, okay, this is still Dexter. We know where we are. It's a new town, but it is the same incredible show that we've always loved. We meet this, there's like all of these serial killers and this kind of wonderful conceit of how to introduce this world. But it builds towards relationships with Harrison, and it ends with this party. And what do you want to say about filming that?
Oh, my goodness. We've been rehearsing for a long time.
A dance.
Yes.
Yes. There's this music you've been given. I keep wondering, like, is there going to be different music every season? Do you think that's always her song for the last 20 years? Like, what do you think about that?
I think...
Does every case have its own song?
I think that could be an idea.
Yeah.
But I think Claudette, because she's not emotionally attached to something, if something stops working or
New
it's
thing.
done its thing, let's try something else.
Yeah.
It's logical.
Okay.
And the beat has to match.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I have no idea, and it's really not for me to say, obviously.
Yeah, you're not the music
I don't get a vote.
supervisor as well.
I don't get a vote, but I would think I think it's probably going to change.
Oh, of
from
course.
Season 3.
Yeah.
But I just love thinking about it, like who's her, like next song. Like it's such a huge character.
I have a playlist that I put some songs
Good.
there.
We want to know.
Now, so we can say what happens at the end of 10.
Yes, because when this airs, the whole world will have seen it.
The dance that we do in 10 was choreographed by Kadia.
Excellent.
And we rehearsed it for a few weeks before. And she came up with this amazing dance. Now, I've seen a rough cut. Have you seen a rough cut?
I've seen a roughish cut, yeah.
Now, we haven't talked about this. It's the first time we're talking about it. But I think a lot of so it's a bit truncated. The dance doesn't go on unless they change it.
I saw some because
I did
ADR,
and I saw, and it's great. It's great,
Yeah.
but it's not like all of it is not in there.
Right.
But where's that? But somewhere we have that
but
film.
There was so many great moves that she came up with. And, my challenge was to learn the dance without looking like I knew the dance.
Right.
But what I wanted to do, and I hope it comes across, is like I start to dance and I'm sort of lost. But then they cut away to Dexter, and then they come back to us.
And now he knows.
And hopefully I'm like much closer in step.
Yeah.
But the dance was incredible. It was so much fun.
It's a combination of all those disco moves. It's not, I didn't invent any of them. I just
you
put
didn't
them
dance.
together.
You didn't invent the language of the dance, but you invented the dance that you filmed that Dominic practiced at home.
Yeah.
A lot.
And that brings a side of Claudette and Oliva that nobody's seen
so
before.
this is another.
So that's what I wanted.
They're coming together in a way we've never.
So that is exactly what I want to ask. We know Claudette as a very serious person. She does have this song that she listens to when she's working for focus. But Claudette the dancer, tell me, is this like, in the world of like, why is today different than any other day, these actor questions, does Claudette hear a song as she's walking by a bar, a club, a karaoke place and run in? Or was this very specific because it's her song? Like that's my jam? Like what happened that she does that?
I don't know if Claudette walks by bars often.
Well, maybe just
she's in bed by 8.
Okay, just because it's New York City, they are open.
But obviously, because you hit the dance floor, and I don't know, it's clear the way we filmed it that Oliva doesn't even know that that's your song,
right?
Because the song comes on, "Staying Alive" comes on, and you make a beeline for the dance floor, and I literally go, "What's happening?" So I follow you in, and then you immediately are moving. So you have this dance that do you do it at home? I mean, you've obviously done it.
And you know what's interesting?
Yeah.
So many things are interesting.
Yes.
The parallels, what I built at home before I even knew was on the page.
Okay.
The way I imagined her is she goes home after work, and you know how two extremes are actually the same? So she's so straightforward at work.
Right.
Those people are most likely to go to the other side and be as loose as possible, because when they're loose, they're loose.
Okay.
And so at home, I do imagine her. She takes off her clothes and puts on music, turns off the light, and just dances. And that structure of dance, she can still, because there are moves and there are steps, she can still have that security of structure. But there's something about the flow that allows her to just release a little bit of the tension in the nervous system, speaking of nervous system.
Okay. So Claudette Wallace, this is Claudette Wallace speaking, goes home, takes off all her clothes. It could be Staying Alive. Maybe there are, I mean, she's very regimented. There might be
other
another
ones.
song.
Another one bites the dust.
That makes me laugh and love her all the more. I mean, the private lives of a character, that's the beauty of what you guys are doing. You do a play, it doesn't change. We don't get to see what we don't get to see.
Right.
The idea that there is, hopefully, a lot of opportunity to learn as we did with the original Dexter. You slowly get to know people not at work. This is a work show, right? This is a workplace show.
Well, for us.
For you.
For us, yeah.
Exactly. And so when you're in the workplace part of the show, that's where we see you. And so, just seeing you guys at this ball, this benefit, already strange, seeing you in a tuxedo
and
a gown, we're like, what is happening?
Right.
This woman is so clear in what her uniform is.
Yeah.
How has it
And
happened?
no chance I'm going to this gala. Okay,
Right.
I'll just put the most
and
I love television.
dress on.
I
And
love
Clyde
TV.
and Scott and the writing staff did a great job of introducing that, because in episode, I think it's episode 8, I show up at work in my tuxedo.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I saw that scene, by the way.
Oh, you did? Oh, how was it? I haven't seen it yet. So I show up in 8 going, hey, we're going to, she's like, I'm like,
What
look
did
at
you
me.
go rent the tux?
Yes, and
what
then I
is
went
happening?
straight back to work, and I had the balls to walk through the bullpen, and I mean, that shows you a lot about
I can't
Oliva.
wait to learn more about
Because
Oliva.
Oliva obviously has this sort of goofy side to him.
Yes.
He's in
Me too.
he's
I'm
in
very
heaven.
curious. Yeah.
He's in heaven with this.
Yes.
And he says to her, we're going to this. She's like, I'm not going to that. And I'm like, yeah, you are, because the chief just said you're going.
Right.
And then cut to her introduction with her gown. She shows up in the yellow cab.
Yeah. It's
It's just so
fantastic.
funny.
It's so
Everyone's
random.
showing up in
Van.
these beautiful, town cars and limos.
The
or
car
whatever.
services, yeah.
And she's in a yellow taxi, and she gets out, and and we make a moment of, have you seen this? It's a great moment. Have you seen that?
Yes,
moment?
I have.
Yeah. And he's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You look so beautiful.
She looks so beautiful.
So they've done a great job to make a little moment of each of those, very different sides of these characters.
In a short time, it's just 10 episodes.
Very, well, and these moments are very short.
Right.
These are short scenes,
but they tell big stories.
Big stories.
I have to talk to you guys about, because you knew about the fandom, but you hadn't lived it yet.
Right.
The fan theories, the investment in they don't know you guys yet. So they only know the original Dexter and the surprises that happened as they thought they knew people and then found out the other side to these people. Mm-hmm. So you both have to know, whether you're on social media, you're not really on it, but if you are, there's this idea that one of you is the New York Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
Have you both heard that?
My teens, they bring all kinds of little reels to me.
Okay. TikTok.
TikTok reels that fans make and all these theories they make. So one of them was that Oliva actually works for Prater.
Uh-huh.
And New York Ripper, yes, that it's either Prater, Blessing, or Oliva, or Claudette as well.
Claudette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because somebody wrote she is the good Dexter.
Mm.
And I just...
The good Dexter.
Blew my mind.
What does that mean?
Because we talked about Dexter and Claudette being two sides of the same coin in terms of they get at their goal or realization in a very similar way. And that's why Claudette is such a threat to him. Mm. That's why he pays attention, because she thinks like him. Mm-hmm. But she's on the law side where he's on the crime side,
right?
Technically.
Right.
I saw that, but some people think that Claudette, because she's so meticulous.
How could she not have found the New York Ripper?
How can she?
Only because she is the New York Ripper. That's her. Right.
There's a lot of theories.
I've heard about these theories.
And they thought maybe it's you because you bring it up a couple of times. And so
conceivably... I mean, I don't think it's me necessarily either, but I mean, that at least conceive. The thing is, I've been, with.
I love that you both you're not hiding anything. You don't know.
No, we don't know.
Honest,
we don't know.
It's an honest
we
thing.
Don't know.
Right. I do love that your writers consistently show the humanity and the complexities of all people. No one's one thing. No one's just someone who's possibly, unable to experience joy, right? Claudette appears to be someone who's always working and she can't stop, and there's no time for joy,
right?
In the person we meet, and then actually there is, and not only can she experience joy, it's euphoric dancing,
right?
Like
it's a safe place to experience joy.
Yes,
I think that is key.
Well, joy and humor.
What is the safe place?
The song. And the gala, I guess, the space as well. But I'm sure in Prater's Vault, you wouldn't just dance if the song came on.
No.
But
is there a bloopers reel?
Well, I don't know.
But I think what Dexter, in all its incarnations, has done about as well as it's possible to do it, is take something very dark and serious and add a little levity and humor and irreverence. And that's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
And that's why, like when you think about the greatest tragedies, like I think about Hamlet or King Lear, like there is tremendous humor in those scripts.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, it's imperative. If you don't give the audience a chance to catch its breath, and chuckle or just enjoy something for a second, then you're going to lose them, because nobody can stay with. It's too dark. I mean, it's killing and murder and blood. You can't live there forever. Maybe in a movie, but not in a series that's going to go many seasons. It's impossible.
And also for the two of you, I mean, what you do every day is trying to solve really gruesome crimes. And not only is there the crime, it is all the people affected by that, right? You found somebody gone. There's a whole family behind that person. There's a whole world that's mourning or not, depending on who the person is. Mm-hmm. But the idea that these two people who have a very serious job to do and decided to spend their lives devoted to trying to keep people from doing it again, right? Like
Right.
so much of your life is not just like we're going to solve this crime, but if we solve this crime, we hopefully will save many lives down the line. And the gravity of that, like the hugeness of that, when you really think about people who do this every day for reals, as they say,
Yeah.
and the ways in which one is facing that darkness every day and finds within their work life, in this case, partners who really care about each other. I mean, that really comes through. I mean, we don't know yet how Claudette expresses in the same way appreciation or love or, I think right now we really see in the dynamic a person who works a certain way and a person who's a little looser in how he gets the job done, but such an understanding and respect for his partner.
Yeah.
And
He needs her to fully bloom, and she needs him in order to fully bloom.
yeah, and in a very short time, in knowing you guys as characters, we the audience, we really believe in you. And we really believe that it can't happen without the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And again, how that came to be, how this kind of goofball is such a constant friend, and also in politics you have an advancement, someone who goes and does the sweep and makes sure everyone knows who. It's he's the greatest advance.
But did you just call me a goofball?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel
I
like
just
there's a
didn't
little
want
bit
to
of
comment
that.
on it, but it's so cute.
But
I'm going to start
yeah.
calling you that on set.
I mean, this guy walks in his tux, and it's not the day of the party,
Yeah.
and it's it's just
and his jokes, his little jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the little.
Yeah.
or your references
Or
to
when I
the
say
TV
when I
show.
say, Parks and Recreation. Oh, I love that show.
Yeah.
It's so silly, but it's so what's the word I'm looking for? It's so under the radar. We were wait, did he just reference an actual TV show? That's so rare on a TV show.
Yeah.
That and just like that, they just referenced The Bear,
Uh-huh.
and you're wow, this show's evergreen. This will air for it's going to be out there forever.
Right.
And some people will still know what Parks Rec. I just love that the writers we don't care, we like it, it's funny.
And the serial killers in the vault.
Yeah.
Some of them are real.
And some are made up. Yeah. I could keep you both here forever, but alas, I'm going to keep forever, actually.
I'll come over sometime
and you'll
for
come over.
coffee.
We're adopting you. Before we go, I just want to thank you both for being here and to tell you that, Dexter's such a special show, and you guys have just brought even more wonderfulness to it. You've done the franchise proud.
Thank you.
And we haven't even mentioned the Michael C. Hall of it all, because it just goes without saying, talk about a person who can bring all of these things we're talking about, the seriousness and the levity and just make it new episode after episode. It never feels oh, there's the voiceover. It always feels like it's the pilot. What an extraordinary thing for someone to have played this role for so long. Other than soap opera actors, nobody gets to do this. Nobody gets to have that kind of longevity on television with a part. And it is remarkable to me how completely committed, energizing, loving, generous. The set is just run with such openness, to your point. Best idea wins. Sure, we've done this a long time, but you're here to bring new to it.
From top to bottom,
yes,
right
it's
to left.
so amazing.
I mean, really.
And the clothes, and the production design, and the set design,
Oh, the
and
set
the
design,
prop.
my
Every
goodness.
little thing, indoors, outdoors, every department is incredible. It does the music throughout the entire show. Going back to the OG Dexter theme song, it's one of the most satisfying little, it's the best ringtone ever.
Yeah.
Everything about
Is
it.
that yours?
No, but
Do you have it?
No, but don't you think?
I'm going to
Shouldn't
change.
it be
I think
a
I'm gonna
good
change mine.
ringtone?
Yeah.
As of today, that's my little known fact. It's about to be. Isn't that a good ringtone? I'm sure
great-
we won't. I bet in a restaurant you'll notice how many people have that ringtone. We won't be alone. It won't be our secret code. Okay, Dominic Fumusa, What is a little known fact about you that you can share?
Okay. Well, I like to eat odd things. Odd pairings. Not odd things,
Just
but
like
odd
you
pairings.
guys, odd pairings.
Like
yes.
sushi
So-
with fries, or
No, that sounds good though. I should try.
That sounds delicious.
I'll give you one example that I know you don't like. Look at her face.
no.
She's scared.
So glad I can edit.
So like, I like to do like I'll take a piece of toast and I'll put butter on it, and then I'll put peanut butter on top of that.
Oh.
See, now that's a really strong reaction. You both have a really strong reaction to that. I enjoy that. I learned that from my mother.
Okay. Well, we love your mother, so I'm not going to say anything.
But
bad.
things like that,
Well, I love it. That's what's normal in your house growing up. You don't
Yeah.
know it's not normal.
I've seen that with butter and Nutella.
oh no, that sounds good. But that sounds much more sort of
Desserty.
mainstream. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kadia.
Let's keep it in the food.
Why not?
Well, a little known fact about me. I am vegan, and you know how the show has been making fun of vegans, which they didn't know I was.
Yeah.
And I've been feeding everyone delicious vegan goods, baked goods all season. I've been making vegan tiramisu and muffins and banana bread, Terry-made banana bread, and it's all vegan.
Delicious.
Yeah, so next, I think there'll be some converted
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Next
I think
season.
that'll be an entire episode.
And by the
next
way,
season.
notice how she said I'm vegan,
Right.
not I'm a vegan,
Yeah.
because it's not a cult.
No.
Right.
No.
That's what Kadia taught me.
No. So, all right.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Before we go off the rails, thank you both for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having
I had
us.
the best time. I hope you did too.
Me too. Thank you for having us.
You're
Can we do a
welcome.
part 2 at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll come back. We'll reconvene
Every
in 5.
every season.
Every season, or 1 or 2 a season.
Here's to whatever happens next.
Amen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you finished
L'chaim.
your...
Oh gosh.